And now, Effective Communication with Phil Zeller, CEO, Dale Carnegie, Southwest Michigan.
So my friend Josh walks up to me the other day and goes, Phil, just the guy I want to see. Oh, man, I got this challenge I got to share with you. We're working with the guys on the floor, and we have our A performers. You know, the performers on your team that do a great job? I said, yeah, those guys are wonderful. I love those guys. Yeah, we love them too. Don't we all love those people? But not everybody on our team is that A performer. And I said, well, tell me about it. He said, well, we got these other performers. We'll just call them the B performers. So we got the A performers that are on the game. They show up to work on time. They make everything happen. They don't complain. They get her done. He said, then we got the B performers that, you know what? They're not applying themselves. They're taking breaks here and there, and they're really not putting their all into what they do. And the challenge that we're having is that these A players are giving it all they got every moment of the day. The B players are giving it once in a while, but the most time they're not. And what's happening is we're concerned that the B players are rubbing off on the A players, because we're hearing some of our A players say, well, you know, what's going on with these people over here? They're not really working really hard. Now, maybe you've been in this situation before. I'll take you back to your college days when you work on a college project with somebody. If you went to college and you realize there's somebody on the team not pulling their weight, you know what I'm talking about, right? So you've been there before. And we, you know, here on Effective Communication, we deal with these issues all the time because we have to communicate with people to get things done. Number one area of lost revenue. We talk about it on the show here. And this is a big thing that a lot of people are faced with. They have people comparing themselves because what do we compare ourselves with? Other people. It's what we compare ourselves to, other people all the time. We don't compare ourselves to our dog or cat or tree. We know this. We compare ourselves to other people. So people in the workplace do that, and they're constantly looking, okay, well, what are they doing? Well, they're not doing as much as I am. Or, hey, wow, they're really doing a lot. And then they have their judgment calls, right? And in this situation, Josh is sharing this with me, is that they're concerned that the B players are going to rub off on the A players. And I said, wow, you know what it sounds like to me? The squeaky wheel is getting the grease. He goes, yeah. I said, well, you know, we know this as a garage mechanic. If you got a squeak, you know, you go fix the squeak. But if you're a seasoned professional mechanic and you hear one wheel squeaking and you realize there's more than one wheel, a seasoned mechanic is going to go check the other ones and make sure they have enough grease as well, even though they may not be squeaking, right? But that's a difference of just handling the problem, the squeaky wheel, and not handling the bigger problem, which is all of the wheels may need more grease, just only one is acting up. And we do the same thing in the workplace. We focus on the problem versus the solution. And the solution is we want everybody to be like the A players, right? You want everybody to show up, be engaged, be productive, give it their all, be enthusiastic, and really be motivated to learn and to grow and make it happen. And be willing to try and do whatever it takes, right? That's what we want. And yet we're focused on the B people, and we're concerned about their negative behavior, negative actions may rub off on the A players. And I said, well, if we do that, we focus on the negative stuff, what does that tell the A players? Well, we're focused on the negative stuff. And is that really what we want? He said, well, what are you saying, Phil? What are you saying? I said, well, experiences has taught me this. If I focus on the negative, I maybe have a little effect to change the negative people and negative behavior. I may change them. I may sway them a little bit. And it's going to take a longer time because it's deep-seated, that negativity. It's going to take longer to change that if it's just me trying to do it with this person. Because ultimately, they're going to have to own their behavior in order for them to change it because I can only influence it, right? So I said, what if we did this instead? What if we did preventative maintenance? What if, we go back to what we understand is that if you kept the machine up and running with preventative maintenance or the car or putting the grease in it, you did it on regular intervals. It's like the oil change on your car. You do it every so many miles, right? And you actually have a plan and you actually set a timer. There's a computer in your car. You set the timer in the computer and it tells you when your next oil change is due and you're preventative. Why would you do that? Well, he said you do that to protect the longevity of the car and make sure everything works right. And we talked through that. I said, let's do the same thing here. Let's focus on your A players. Let's do preventive maintenance. Let's build them up. Let's validate them consistently and more often. And what's going to happen is our focus is now on the solution, not the problem. And what's going to happen is the B players are going to come on board because they're going to want some of that love, some of that appreciation that the A players are getting. Now the A players are even taking their whole game to another level, and the B players that want to stay on are going to get on board. If not, they're going to go find somewhere else to work. And either way, you're going to get a better positive outcome because you're focused on the good stuff, the solutions, and the positive people. You do this, you'll have a better work environment. Now go make it happen.